and now they're sort of degraded and, oh, they were abused. It's a repeat. How well did that work out for Jodi?
You disagree? Come on,
I
Anahita.
totally disagree. I totally disagree. Here's why. I do not think this is Jodi Arias Part 2, and in fact, I predict a different outcome. And listen, this is why. In this case, this woman actually has evidence to corroborate the fact that she was beaten. She was an abused woman.
What evidence does she have?
She came into the hospital with two black eyes.
She told her lover
she has
that the guy that she
One at a time, ladies. Anahita, finish your thought, and then I'll give. Yeah, finish your thought.
The difference between the two cases is that unlike Jodi Arias, this woman, like I said, has evidence of the abuse. Her own 6-year-old daughter told the police, I would go hide in my room when daddy would beat mommy. And we have a student, a classmate that she studied with, witnessing her husband pushing her up against the wall. In Jodi Arias, there was no corroborating evidence other than Jodi's own testimony that Travis beat her up. So I think she has a
quick rebuttal from Jordan, or jump in, John Lieberman.
Well, look, there are two major similarities.
Actually, when they're the aggressor. And
Anahita Sedaghatfar, she claims, though, I went to a doctor, I had this incident, I had that incident. Obviously, the prosecution is going to check that out, talk to the doctor, and find out, and they've already done this, whether that doctor exists and whether she did come in on such and such a date and have such and such injuries and say such and such.
Right. That definitely probably did happen. It's too early in the trial to know if that's going to come out or not. But there are witnesses. She's testified, or she's stated to the police that there are witnesses to her abuse. And Jane, I agree with everybody. That tape really is bizarre. And that's probably rule number 1 to criminal defendants. Interrogation tapes can and will be used against you. But the defense can really use that. They can spin that tape and say, look, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, she's being consistent. She's talking about the abuse, the same abuse that she's saying occurred throughout her entire life with this man.
Jane.
I just saw 2 black eyes under her face. Anahita, go ahead.
Jane,
all right, hold on. Anahita.
First of all, right. I think that's actually rather insulting to the jurors. And let me say, I want to commend this woman for speaking out because, you know, she has no obligation to talk to the public. And I think, contrary to whatever the verdict was, I think justice was served in this case. And that's because these jurors did exactly what we want them to do. They went in that room. They deliberated. They asked questions. They looked at the evidence.
All right, stop with the platitudes. We all love jurors.
Justice.
Let's get to the facts of the case.
Right, but that's so to suggest there was no evidence that this was self-defense, I think, is rather insulting to those jurors that spent 30 hours.
We have a right to question the verdict. Come on, this is America,
What about
John.
the